What's up, y'all, and welcome to the road trip. It's me, Tommy Russell Jr., and we are back with the artist you should know, Coachella 2023 Friday edition, y'all. Now, if you haven't seen the must sees for Friday, go ahead and click up above on that card and go check that out because you need to see what I'm talking about in those, y'all. Y'all need to tap into that because, yeah, there's a lot of must sees on Friday, and I'm excited. Okay, I'm real excited for Friday, y'all. But this video specifically, we're focusing on the I'm interested. I could see him if I have the time. I'm liking the vibe of enough songs. I'm liking the general vibe of the group of this person. Like, it's up. Okay, I could check it out, right? Yeah, that's what this video is about. So hopefully maybe these are some artists you were on the fence about and it kind of leads you in the direction of like, no, this is my must see. I must see them. Now this video is not going to be as extensive as the must sees, but I'm still going to give y'all a little bit of detail. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of background. I'm going to tell y'all what the vibe is like, what's catching my ear, all that good stuff so that you can be a little more informed on these artists. But this video shouldn't take more than like 15, 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get it in and out, y'all. I only got about 12 people on this list. And once we get to about the end, it's kind of just like a I'm feeling the vibe kind of thing, you know? So you already know what to do. Buckle up, grab the snacks. I'm going to get the aux, y'all. And we're going to take a trip down the artists you should know for Friday at Coachella 2023. All right, y'all. Capping off at number one, we're going to go with Mr. Idris Elba, okay? Yes, Idris, the actor, okay, y'all? I know a lot of people were like, is this the actor? Who is this? Like, da da da. Yes, y'all. It's the actor. He is a DJ. And he was actually there in 2019, y'all. I missed him personally. It was actually like the Yuma tent is so hard to get into. It's like extremely hard. And he played in the Yuma tent that year. So I was just like, this is too much, y'all. I can't do it. And I'm sure it also conflicted with some other people that we wanted to see. So I just missed him. But I would like to see him. I'm interested. I went through his discography and I wasn't necessarily a fan of all the songs. And it's quite difficult to try to pick out because I think he really only has like one album, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a little hard to like pick out the singles. And you know, with DJs, sometimes you see other names on there. So you're like, okay, is this his song mixed with this person's song, mixed with that person's song? Is this just a singer? You know, all that stuff. So I'm just like, okay, where are Idris's songs? Just him kind of thing. So I can kind of pick up on his vibe. And I liked it. I liked it. It was smooth. It was cool. It was a nice little rocker. So one of the songs that I really love by him is called Boasty. And I don't know if it's necessarily, it is by him. I think he's the producer of this song. But this specific version that I like is a remix by Kingdom 93. Like that version, yeah, it's something about that. Then we have Bali, I believe it's called Bali or Bale. That one's great. I think he actually made that song for Coachella because he mentions Coachella. He's like, Coachella is going up, like something like that in the song. But the video is really what got me into that song. I really like that one. I was like, okay, this is getting me a little more into the vibe. And then lastly, there's Walk of Shame. I like that one too. Good vibes. I mean, overall, Idris is giving us something that I like. It's a good DJ vibe. You know, it's cool to see him as an actor do his thing. It's kind of like seeing Shaq when he DJs. Like, it's just a dope time. It's fun. He seems pretty energetic about it. So I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing what Mr. Idris is going to bring this year. And if I have time, I'm totally going to pop in. So coming up next is Burna Boy, y'all. I don't really know too much about Burna Boy, if I'm being honest with you, but one of my old friends was in love with him. More so physically, but she also did like his music, but she just used to talk about this man so much. She loved him. Burna Boy, Burna Boy, Burna Boy. Like, she was up about this man, y'all. So I felt like I kind of did a little listening here and there. She would listen to songs, you know, if we chilling and stuff like that. So I'd hear him here and there, but I never really did my own little dive. I think I did listen to the one album that kind of looks like a passport or something. I don't really know the name of it off cuff, but I remember listening to that album and I was like, okay, this is cool. But he has a couple good songs that I liked going through this little deep dive. I'd say some songs that I recommend are Secret, Last, Cloak and Dagger, Solid. That one's with Blast and Kaylani, so you know I had to tap into that one. But overall, it's a cool vibe, you know. And funny enough, Burna Boy actually was on my must-sees, and then I moved him over to the I'm Interested once I really did a little more of a dive. I was like, I don't know if this is really the vibe that I'm looking for right now. You know, it just kind of didn't do it for me. So if he does have an open slot and he's like in a space where it's not conflicting, I'll definitely stop by. But kudos to him for raising up on the damn set list because I'm pretty sure he was smaller font before when he was there in 2019. So to see him like I think he's like definitely in the top five on that first line. So that's a big up, big up. So congratulations to Burna Boy. Definitely, and I'm interested. Next up, we have Yves Tumor. Yves Tumor. I'm assuming it's like Yves Saint Laurent, but Yves Tumor. Either way, it's a group of them, and I don't know what the lead singer goes by. Very androgynous, y'all. But I Eve's Tumor is like was really close to being a must see. Really close. Still kind of is. I mean, the androgynous aspect of it, but also kind of draggy a little bit. But like they're rock, and it's like I don't know. Sometimes it's even like sounds. It reminds me a little bit of like Pink Floyd sometimes, where it can be like all these sounds, and then you like burst through into this dimension of like, whoa, how did we get here? But this is a dope place to be. Specifically in the song Dream Palette. Like, yeah, it's like, it just sounds for a second and you got to ride through it. It's turbulent, but once you break through, you're like, whoa, okay, I'm feeling this. The videos are crazy, y'all. I mean, they're wild, they're other dimensional. They're like, some of them is very demonic, but like in a very like, I don't know, thriller kind of way. Like, I don't know how to really explain it. They do have an album coming out March 17th, so tap into that if you want something a little more current. But they have songs like A Greater Love. Kerosene is a great one. I had seen a Kerosene performance, and I was like, because it's a little zony, right? Like, his voice can be a little like far out, and it's like, I don't know how to explain it. You have to check it out. But it's a little zony to the point where you're kind of like, how does this translate live? And like, am I going to be more spaced out than I actually am like focused? I don't know. And then I will say for sure, you know, uh, 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 be careful if you're taking any substances because you might enter a world that you weren't ready for. Okay. So I just say be cautious on that. And they actually did a set at Glastonbury. I don't remember what year it was, but it's taped a performance of their song Secrecy is incredibly important for the both of them or the both of us. But that was actually really dope. And their crowd interaction and the lead singer is like out in the crowd. He's walking, or they are walking through the crowd, and the people are lifting them up, and like, and they're just like kind of like zoinked, but it's a dope vibe. So I could see myself having fun in that aspect. But it can also, the music seems a little like zony, and I just don't know if I'm feeling like zoinked like that. I don't want to be zoinked. I want to kind of be a little more lively, especially with the artists that I must see. Like, I kind of want that vibe. So I don't know how much this will clash. And I say that they're like glam rock, and it gives me like very much like a 80s, late 80s, early 90s, like grungy kind of thing. But the aesthetic, like I say, is very androgynous. So I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing what it's about. Definitely higher up on my I'm interested list. Like, it's definitely like I might try to squeeze them in. I might try to run over there real quick and see what's going on. So definitely keep them on your list and maybe pop in and see what they're doing if you're not already gonna go. Next up, we got Lava LaRue, and their pronouns are they. I was on the fence about Lava LaRue because it was like something was missing within the production. Something was just missing, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. I was just like, I like it, but it's missing something. The production is missing something. And as I listened to, I didn't know. Okay, so at first I heard High Fidelity, which is a song, but I was doing a deep dive and I was listening in the gym, of course. And then I saw that High Fidelity was actually an EP as well. And so they have a couple songs on that. Don't Trip, I loved, and I was like, okay, this is leading me in the right direction. And then we hit Crybaby, and Crybaby was where I finally put my thumb on it. Okay. And I was like, oh, and then it clicked with High Fidelity because when I listened to Crybaby, I was like, this is giving lo-fi music. Like, I get it. I think that the vibe is lo-fi. And then I was like, oh, High Fidelity. okay, I think I get to play on it all, right? And I think the vibe is very like hi-fi, right? It's like it gives that lo-fi, but then it's a little turned up with the vocals, and like even the production is a little more ramped up. So I'd have to say like I kind of get it. It also in a little bit, little bit gives me like old Doja, but like I like the vibe. A couple songs that I'll definitely recommend: Angel, GYOD. Listen to the whole little EP of High Fidelity. I think that that's a nice little vibe, and I want to say that was their latest project. So I'm curious to see if some more stuff is coming out because they just released another song recently. So I think maybe an album is soon to come. So keep an ear out for that, and yeah, I'm interested. Next up, we got Oliver Koletzski, I believe. He's German DJ, and I don't really know what stuck out to me, but it seemed like a journey. It seemed like a journey. And one thing I recommend, or maybe don't recommend, is like if you plan on visiting the other dimension, be prepared because this music is like you're hearing birds and like you're in a forest, the rainforest type vibes, and like it's also blended in with this house style, and it's very interesting, y'all. It was different for me, but different in a cool way. But I would have to be more so alone. I don't know if I necessarily want to hear this at a festival or see this being performed unless I'm laid out in the grass and I don't plan on moving for some hours because you're going to go on a journey and you don't know where that journey is going to take you. I'd say the Arc of Tension and Fire in the Jungle, those are definitely the albums that are really, you're going to go. You're gonna go, and you better be prepared for that. And I would also say that I like the albums more than the songs, just because it does feel like a journey. So like I feel like the albums are taking me through this journey, whereas like I can't just pick a song and be like, oh, I like this one, like I like that one. Let me just play this song. Like his music is very much album driven. Like you got to go on that journey. You got to be ready to embark on it. And are you ready? And if not, I'd say come with your whole self. Do not do not take any substances if you ain't ready for where this journey might take you. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm not at all saying that it's bad because obviously they're on my list, right? He's on my list, but it's just not necessarily the vibe I think I'm going for. But check him out. You might be interested. You might pop on in the tent. I see him being in the tent or at least in the outdoor. I don't see it being too big of a stage, but I could see a vibe. I could see a vibe at the outdoor laid out because it goes there. It goes there. So be ready. Be ready. Next up, we got the Comet Is Coming, and I think what really drew me to this group is like their music is almost like jazz meets house. And I saw in like a little about me on Spotify, they said like interstellar jazz. I feel like that's the perfect way to describe what they do. Yeah, it's interstellar jazz. And to hear like the sax and like the house mixture is really cool. It's a little jarring at times. I'm not gonna lie. It gives me like sounds. So songs like Aftermath, Technicolor, Pyramids, like those give me like a mellow, stable jazz vibe, with the house that works for me, right? It works. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Okay, I'm feeling this. And it all just goes. Whereas songs like Atomic Wave Dance or Tokyo Nights are like like that kind of jazz, the jazz that I am not as well versed in, and that's not necessarily my type of jazz. But it's like all the banging and it just sounds too distort. Like it's just a lot. It's overstimulating for me. That's how I feel when I hear it. It's a little too much for me, but it's dope, and I've never heard such a combination. Jazz and house. This interstellar jazz. It's cool. It's something interesting, and I definitely would say like tap into it. I'd say that's another one where if you plan on tapping into the next dimension, be prepared. Be prepared. A lot of these are like that, where I'm like, be ready. Be ready for where you're going because it's a journey. And I think if I was to curate all of my I'm interested, like I could see this being a whole, like this alone, this I'm interested list, it would be a very like cohesive day of like, woo, you really went, you zoned, you went there. I went there and I saw the things that I needed to see. Like that's what this list is giving me. And that's definitely a vibe that I have been in tune with before, that I know. I know it. And so it doesn't scare me. It doesn't like, I'm not like, I don't like that. I'm very much there with it, but I just don't think that this is the type of day that I want to have personally. So definitely a peeker. Definitely a, oh, okay. All right. I like what I see. I like what I'm hearing. Okay, cool, 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 cool. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. That's what that's giving. But this group seems like it would be fun. So give them a listen, see if you like them, and maybe stop on by their set. All right, y'all. Next up, we got Kyle Watson. This is a white man from South Africa, and I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing because for a moment I would listen and I'd be like, "Where's this going?" Because this is another one that it sounds. It be like sounds, and I'm like, "Where are you taking me?" But it always pays off. It always pays off. It's like it goes into like this, like it could go just wonky. It just gets wonky, and then like you break through, and then you're like in some deep grooves, and like you're like, ooh, I like this. I like this. Yeah, yeah. Good DJ. I like what he's doing actually. I'd say song wise, I'd go with The Reason, Mammoth, Mind Your Business. Like those are good songs that I could say like you just tap in and hear them and see because I think that those cover like kind of what he does in a gist. Whereas album wise, I'm gonna say In the Morning, like I could listen to that. Like it was really flowing well, and like the when whatever you call it, where you're riding the build up, and then the breakthroughs. Yeah, the drops. I think that they really worked well. I think it was really good. And actually, I've placed him on one of my higher ups in my I'm interested. So definitely like Eves, and then it's going Kyle. Like I'm actually really interested, and I think I could like slide through and get a little groove in, feel a little something something, and then dip. But I think definitely like I say, I'm interested. I'm very interested. So definitely might tap into that, and I recommend you do the same. Next up, we got Jupiter and Okwess. I believe I'm saying their names correctly. I hope I am. But like, yeah, I'm feeling it. This is a Congolese group, and like, yeah, I'm loving it. And it's like this. They have this blend of like almost like Latino instrumentation while blending like psych rock into it, but like it has this African vibe, this African feel. And I know, me as an American and, ignorant to like culture of Africa because Africa is so like huge, right? Africa is the largest continent in the world, if I'm not mistaken, and it's built with many countries, so it's all different. So to say like, oh, it gives me an African vibe, right? That's very broad, and it sounds a little ignorant, but like I don't know how to say it. I guess I could say it gives me a Congolese vibe, but I can't say that I actually know what a Congolese vibe feels like. But it gives me something that I'm like, yeah, I feel this. I feel connected. I feel like it's something in my ancestry that I'm like, yeah, I feel that. But they're so amped and they're so energetic, and I love the vibe, y'all. I love the vibe. I say check out their Tiny Desk in 2018 or their at Platane live performance in Africa. Like that was dope, and you could tell in that video like the people, they were instructed not to stand up because they're watching this performance, and I'm just like, how could you not be up? Because I love the energy. Y'all know I love a good performance, right? And they don't even have much. It's just the group. It's just the band, right? It's not all these spectacles, but just what they're feeling and how they're saying it and how they look when they're saying it. They do the same thing in their Tiny Desk. Like it just feels just so energetic and just there that it makes you want to move. Love the performance. Love the performance. They're actually on my top list of my I'm interested. I'll definitely probably like try to slide on by if I can, for sure. Jupiter and Okwess, I'm loving it. They also have their latest album, Nakozonga. Again, y'all know I'm not good with pronunciation, but yes, check that out, listen to it, see if it's a groove for you because it looks like a good time regardless. Like even if you're slightly interested, like you're definitely not gonna waste your time because they're gonna give you a performance. So like I said, at the top of my I'm interested, and I'm definitely interested in running all over real quick and seeing what it do. Now, these next four, y'all, I am probably gonna skate through these pretty quickly because I don't have too much to say about them. No shade to them at all. Again, because they're on the list, so I'm interested for sure. But I just like it was just something about them that I was just like, I like this. I like this. I'm interested. I don't think I'll probably see them, but hopefully maybe this will push you in the direction to go see them and check them out. But I'm interested. I just, I'm not too sure. So we'll skate through these ones real quick. So this one, Lewis of Men, Lewis OfMan, I'm not too sure, but I like the vibe. He seems cool. It's giving like I don't know, late 70s, early 80s, like pop. Like it has that little sparkle and flair. You got to see the videos. Some songs that I would recommend: Misbehave or Sorry Not Sorry. Great songs. But that's about it. But I like the vibe. It seems fun. It's within the era that I love, at least. Obviously, he's of this time. He's contemporary, but like what he gives is a little throwback. So I'd say if that interests you at all, check it out, see his music, and I don't know, see if it's something that you're interested in. Next up, we have Juliet Mendoza. Great girl, but she doesn't have much music on Spotify, if I'm being honest with you. But she gives a very chill house vibe, so we love that. I think she has like an EP that was out that I can remember. Some songs I liked from her were My City and I Must Be Dreaming. But I Must Be Dreaming, I believe she's featured in that song, so I'm not sure how much of it is hers, but I definitely know that My City is her song. And then she does have a performance for Fault Radio, a DJ set that actually was a nice little vibe too. She seems like a very smaller artist, so I think she'll probably be earlier in the day. So I might stop by if I have some time for sure, but I don't really know too much about her, but I like the vibe. So, kudos to her. So this next group is really interesting to me. It's the Desert Kuya Bird Singers. And, I don't know if it's necessarily the music because I can't say that I connect to it much, but I love the culture of it. I love their culture. And, like, I guess just a little breakdown from the research that I've done. The Kuya Indians were, I guess, they get the bird songs from the fact that, like, I guess the tribe was at one point lost and like they didn't know where to go, and so they looked up to the sky and they saw the birds, a group of birds, and they were all together and they were migrating, and so they thought, let's trust nature, let's trust the earth and what we have and follow these birds, and the birds led them home. And so I think this song that they sing is supposed to like spell out the story of the tribe and the history of the tribe, and it just seems like something that's really dope and like such a legacy. And I think even more interesting than just going to go see them would be to go see their fans. It's such a sacred thing, and so to see maybe your family or your legacy or your elders up there on one of the biggest stages in the world, right? That's a huge thing. That's very huge. And I wonder if they're going to put them actually on the main stage. I could see that, to be honest. I'll be honest with you. I could maybe see that, and give them their just due. They're also local to SoCal and I think Indio specifically. But SoCal, like a little bit of Arizona. So I'm interested just to see like how the fans relate to that and how they see that, and like to see the happiness and the joy. It's kind of like when I saw Banda MS, like just to see the crowd so excited and electric and like just so proud of where they come from, and to see people who they love up on that stage where maybe years ago they probably wouldn't have, well, definitely years ago they wouldn't have. So to see that, I think, is also dope. So I'm definitely probably going to check it out. I might slide through and just get a little bit of culture in me and see what's going on. And finally, y'all, we got the Garden. And I'm not big on my little rock bag like that, but I can say like I like the aesthetic. The videos are really cool. The videos are a little dark and deep. They like to do a lot of clown makeup, kind of thing, which I have a thing about clowns. But they also do like a little demon, devil thing that I'm like, okay, this is a lot, but I'm always up for an odd thing. I'm always up for an odd vibe, so I can't necessarily say that I'm disinterested. I'm pretty interested. I'm just like, I don't know if I'm really gonna stop in, but like, hey, I'd say check out Thy Mission. That's the one I think with the devil, and they were doing like a talk show thing. I don't know. There's Chainsaw the Door. There's OC Punk Rock Legend. Like cool videos. Again, not necessarily my vibe, but the videos are cool and they look a lot dated. I always love a good dated, artist that can like make you think like, is this old? But it's new. So we love that. And then they have a performance at like the Hollywood Palladium back in 2022 that looked pretty energetic and fun. And the way that they even taped that, again, looked like something out of the 90s. So, it looks dope. It looks interesting. Might swing on through if I have the chance. And, if you love them, congratulations to you. Rock out, have a good time. It looked like they had mosh pits in there. So, if you're not ready for that, don't go in it. Be prepared for what you're getting yourself into. But yeah. But yeah, y'all, this is my I'm interested. It went a lot longer than I had expected it to, but hopefully it kind of, we shot through it quick enough for you to kind of make some decisions. I'm interested in them. I have some that I'm a little more interested in than others. We'll see how the lineup looks as far as set times, and if some things work, they may move in where some people have to go in my must sees. So, I'm interested. I'm excited, and hopefully this made you a little more excited about some artists, or maybe it gave you a little bit of knowledge on some artists that you never would have saw, but now you're like, I think I'm interested too, or like I must see that. Like that's a must see. Now that I've heard something, like cool, let's get it in. So yeah, y'all, that's it. Stay tuned for the Artists You Should Know Coachella 2023 Saturday edition. We're doing the must sees coming up next week, so be prepared for that, y'all. And until next time, enjoy the road trip, y'all. Later.